Okay, on request, I've been asked to take a look at these two strange Thomas items which have found their way into my collection. Now, what are they? Well, they're certainly not Gacha. And I can tell you they're at least 7 years old. But what are these strange toys? Well, in this short and quick review, we're going to see if we can figure out, and I'm going to ask the YouTube community if they can tell me what. As far as I know, the only engines made in this series were Thomas and Percy. There was no James, and I couldn't find any others back in the day when they were produced. Now, these toys are very odd. They came off lollies. They were sort of like Pez, except with a difference. As we look at the bottom, we can see that there's this black sort of chunk taken out of both of the bases of these toys. Because the way it worked is these toys were attached to a small canister of candy. Now, I don't know what these were called, and if anyone can remember, they used to also have things like Winnie the Pooh, which also had small figurines stuck, and things like Toy Story, which had small figurines stuck on the top. And so there were many different themes that were used for these sets. Now, what are they? Well, if we take a quick look at the Gacha Thomas, we can see that there's actually quite a few similarities. The shape of the funnel, the decals, the domes, the coal, and the printing on the side, and the wheel design is our telltale sign that these two might possibly be related. Look, we can see both have the same design of wheels, with the relief wheels, rather than on the other Gacha sets, which have the big hollow holes. We have to notice that Percy and Thomas, out of the Gacha sets, are the only ones that have these kind of wheels. The rest are all just circles painted on. And these are very closely linked to these ones, as we can see here. So then we ask the question, were these possibly produced by Tomy? I can't find any printing on them. But we can see that they're obviously an old designer model, and they're actually of a slightly larger scale. Now if we have a look at their faces, look, we can see here, Percy's got a very sort of neutral expression. It's sort of reminiscent of the TV series, but it fails to have any eyebrows. It is possibly a slightly better representation than this Percy face, which is really just a happy face, smiling. We move on to Thomas, which once again is a semi-decent representation of the face of the television series, except it's missing Thomas's signature triangle eyebrows. If we have a look at the Gacha, we can see that once again it's got an updated face, which has those triangle eyebrows, but is more of just a smiley, happy face rather than distinctive Thomas face. So what are these, and where did they come from? Well, feel free to comment if you've either owned some of these, or if you have any idea what they are, because I'm on the hunt. What are these strange toys? Why are they produced? And why would someone stick them on candy dispensers, when nowadays they have these, which are actually functional because they can be rolled and played with? Whereas I remember I had to get my dad to snap them off the canister for me to take these home and not be thrown out with the rubbish.